You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and we're back around with our third and final segment of the WTIM Pana Morning Show with Pana civic business and nonprofit leaders coming to you from our Taylorville studios. The WTIM Pana Morning Show, it's brought to you by our title sponsor and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, as well as your Pana Save-A-Lot, Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Riding's Pana, the Nokomis Dairy Queen, Pana Bowl, and the Okanee Chop Shop. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us in this segment is City Clerk for Pana, Kim Toberman. Kim, good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning, Grayson. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, and I'm glad to hear from you here this month to fill us in on everything going on with the city of Pana on your end, all the finances and stuff that I don't want to get my hands involved with because I don't know nothing about numbers, so we're going to keep it that way. We're going to start, though, with an update on the Pana pool, and that is open, and it's ready for the community. Has been for, I would assume, a few weeks now at a minimum here. What would you like to tell us about with the community pool?
Yeah, so we opened officially on June 9th. We've had a very good season so far this year. We've had some great weather. I know there's a few other communities around here that their pools are not open, so I'd just like to invite everybody to come out and enjoy the summer, enjoy the pool. Our cost to get in is $3 per person. We are offering swimming lessons right now, or they're taking calls for swimming lessons in July. We have night swim on Thursdays, and we are doing a Monday, Wednesday, Friday lap swim for anyone 18 and older from, I think it's 8:45 to 9:45. So if you want to get some good exercise in, you can join them for the lap swim on those days.
I think that's a nice way to keep the pool kind of fresh too. But you mentioned $3 per person seems very reasonable, and also with the pool being closed in a very nearby community, certainly doesn't help. So I think that is great that the Pana pool is open. And you mentioned June 9th was the start date for that.
Yep, we opened June 9th, and we have was pleased to be able to use the Mattoon YMCA again this year to get all of our lifeguards Red Cross trained. They are an excellent resource, and we've kind of worked with them the last few years. So just want to say thank you to them, and we have a really good team this year.
Exciting stuff. And for $3 per person, that's pretty hard to beat for a pool entry and a lap swim and a night swim. Even I think you mentioned on Wednesday nights there's quite a bit going on with that. I think that is all great things happening there. In terms of moving into the summer months and outside of the pool, I guess we'll call it, we got fireworks coming up on Thursday. From your end of things, what's that kind of look like, and what do we expect from the show this year?
Yes, we do. So we have a Pana Fireworks committee that kind of organizes this every year, along with Pana Pride that helps it out. It's at the Pana Tri-County Fairgrounds. They try to make it full of activities prior to the fireworks. I know they've got bounce houses, food trucks, activities for the family, and then the fireworks kick off at dusk or right after dusk. It's usually about 9 p.m. They've put on a great show for the last few years, and we look forward to having another great show this year.
For you guys, in terms of planning for the fireworks, you mentioned the Pana Fireworks Committee. Is that something that the city is looking to fundraise for over the course of the year, or is it something where raise a dollar amount and we'll help you the rest of the way?
It is a separate entity. They work with the fire department, the Pana Fire Department as well, and they do fundraisers throughout the year to pay for the fireworks. They have an outside company that is experienced in pyrotechnics that come in and do the show for us. So they fundraise throughout the year. They'll take donations at the entries of the fairgrounds, and they did a T-shirt fundraiser this year as well.
Okay. Yeah, I think, it's always nice when that's not coming out of anybody else's wallet and nobody has a way of, I paid for these fireworks. You don't have to deal with any of that. And so I think also maybe a bingo night got thrown in there as well. somewhere along the lines for the raising of firework funds. So the Thursday, July 3rd date will be for the Pana fireworks at the Tri-County Fair.
Yeah.
July 26th, though, we've got the second annual Kitchell Park Popcorn Festival. From your end, and with a new event like this, something that was so successful last year, what's it mean to the city of Pana in terms of, raising needed dollars, but also just bringing that many folks to the community itself?
Oh, it's a wonderful event that was planned by the Pana Parks Revitalization Committee. We're very appreciative of it. Their funds that they raise, they use to help the city with different projects in the park, upgrades, maintenance. They've helped with, they redid the basketball court this year. That came from some of the funds they raised from the Popcorn Festival last year. They helped with the tennis court and pickleball courts. Those are the main things that they've done. Lighting, we've done lighting around the tennis courts as well. So their efforts are very appreciative, very, very appreciated, excuse me. And just that they pulled this together and it became so big and so popular in such a short amount of time is just amazing.
I think so. And seeing that this year is the second annual, now we can kind of go off of last year, make some improvements, make some changes, and also bring back what worked. And I think this year we're adding that pickleball tournament, 3-on-3 basketball tournament, I think, some paddle boat races. So we've got some new additions to the lineup of what was already kind of set in stone from last year. So exciting stuff. In terms of what that kind of brings dollar-wise to the city, is that something you're kind of on the lookout for? The events when they're coming through over the summer, is that something you're kind of looking into, or is it how does that kind of work in terms of your office?
As far as the money that they fundraise from the activity?
Sure.
I mean, they are a separate entity. They are not, they're their own nonprofit organization. So the funds that they receive is up to them to deem what they want to do with it. Again, the park is such a historical place, and the city has maintained it for so long, for so many years. And as you know, with anything, whether pools, parks, what have you, it's a lot to keep it going. So any help that they can provide to the city is welcome and very appreciated.
Gotcha. And it's just nice to kind of put two and two together in terms of the connection between other organizations and the city itself too. Let's talk about something that has recently taken on or been taken on by the city itself, that being the Roseland Theater. I'm wondering if you have any updates for us in terms of how that's gone and what to kind of expect moving forward with it.
So yeah, the city took on the Roseland Theater earlier this year. Our first full month of operating it was February. It's been going really well. We've put new roof and guttering on the facility, which has been needed for years. That will help tremendously with some of the issues they were having inside with leakage and water in the basement and things like that. So we're grateful that we were able to do that. We've made a few changes in the lobby to make it more accessible and easier to maneuver around. We moved the candy counter. We got new fountain machines from Pepsi. We had the floor cleaned and stripped and waxed. So, a few little things there to improve it. And then going forward, we are, looking into the main theater area to see what improvements we can do there. There's lots of things that need done as far as maintenance on the floor, seating. We would love to get the stage back operational. We hope to see all of that happen in the future, but it takes time for sure and definitely takes money. So we are kind of pulling a plan together to see what we can do.
Well, I'm glad to see a big part of that plan has already been completed with the roofing and the guttering. That was when we were talking about it a few months back, even that was well known in terms of this needs upgraded, this needs work and renovated. And I think that'll go a long way in terms of keeping the theater area that much more ready for a project moving forward. So great things coming from the Roseland Theater, and I'm very happy to hear an update in terms of that. So joining us by phone today, Pana City Clerk Kim Toberman, and we are going to come back around with Kim, talk a little bit more about some other projects and some things going on with Pana behind the scenes. You're listening to WTIM and our Pana Morning Show, brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. Your Pana Save-A-Lot, Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Riding's Pana, the Oconee Chop Shop, Pana Bowl, and the Nokomis Dairy Queen. We'll be right back around with more in just a moment on WTIM.
WTIM. Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn and beans lower, wheat trading higher. July corn down 2.5, 4.18. September corn down to nickel, 4.04 1/4. December corn 4.20 1/4, down 5 1/4. July beans down 7 3/4, 10.16 1/2. August beans down 7, 10.22 3/4. November beans 10.21 1/4, down 5 3/4. July wheat up 12, 5.40 3/4. September wheat up 7 1/2, 5.45 3/4. July bean meal 268.70, down 2.60. July bean oil up 44 cents, 52.95. Livestock trade August feeders 306.27, down 4.40. August live cattle down 255, 211.32. August lean hogs 107.65, up 15 cents. Energy market August crude oil 65.38, up 27 cents. And I'm Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network.
This is Kayla Sane with People's Bank and Trust, where customers have one consumer banker who knows them and provides the right financial services to achieve their financial goals. Your consumer banker is your single source for life's financial needs, from checking to consumer loans, from retirement accounts to mortgage loans, and everything in between. Call me at 888-PBT-1954. Bank with People's Bank and Trust so you can spend your time living your life, not explaining it. At People's Bank and Trust, we put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, it's Brian Booth, and it's the final days of Buy Like an Employee at Bob Riding's Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Pana. Join us Saturday, June 28th for free snow biz, free food, and great deals. We have Ram trucks with an average savings of over $12,000 off MSRP. We have new Chrysler vans under $40,000, select Jeeps under $30,000. See us online at bobridingspana.com or come see us Saturday, June 28th in Pana. Cars and trucks are like eggs. They're cheaper in the country.
Hey DQ fans, nothing could make Father's Day more memorable than a DQ cake. Treat Dad, Pops, Pappy, or Papa to one of our delicious Fudge and Crunch cakes, or get a cake in one of our other Blizzard treat flavors like Oreo cookie. Customize your DQ cake with a message that celebrates the big guy and all the wonderful things he does. Trust us, it's a lot more fun than a pair of socks or another wacky tie. Only at participating DQ locations, 100 South Oak in Nokomis and 333 West 2nd Street in Pana. Happy tastes good.
Summer's heating up, and so is your grill. Stop by Oconee Chop Shop, your local USDA butcher shop right off Highway 51 in Oconee, Illinois. We've got premium cuts of beef, pork, and chicken, plus barbecue sauces, cheeses, eggs, sodas, and more. Need custom meat processing? Bring in your own animal, and we'll handle it start to finish. We also do custom deer processing October through January. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to 1. Find us on Facebook or at OconeeChopShop.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Back around with the WTIM Pana Morning Show here on your information station. It's coming to you from our Taylorville studios, and it's brought to you by our title sponsor and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, along with Pana Save-A-Lot, Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Riding's Pana, the Oconee Chop Shop, Pana Bowl, and the Nokomis Dairy Queen. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman, and our guest in this segment is Pana City Clerk Kim Toberman. We've talked a little bit about the Pana Pool, and come on down, $3 per person. 4th of July fireworks coming Thursday, July 3rd, Pana Popcorn Festival, and the update on the Roseland Theater and the roof and the guttering project that took place already. Kind of coinciding with that, or at least similar to it, a project being done near the square was the People's Plaza. And Kim, I was wondering if we had an update on that, or just roughly where we're at with it.
So it's still a work in progress. I believe I talked one of the other times that we did secure a grant for that. So we've been going through the grant process. We did ask for an extension on the project as we try to get a clear plan for the area and for the future. So we do expect to go out for bid with that probably I don't know, I'd say within the next month. And then once that happens and we are able to accept a bid, it should start moving fairly quickly.
And so are we still on maybe like a next summer type of timeline?
I can't say for sure. Most likely, we would hope to get a little bit of time in to use it this fall, but it's definitely not going to be as early as we had originally hoped.
Sure. And don't let me put you in a bind here. So I appreciate the update either way and just kind of letting us know where that sits right now. In terms of the budget for the city and putting together either next year's budget or, finalizing this last year, what's that kind of look like from your end?
So we've been working on the budget since probably about February of this year for fiscal year 26, which we are into now. The fiscal year started May 1st. It's looking good. We have a lot of projects going on, so trying to get all of those covered and taken care of, and knowing what the expenses for those, even though we do have grants and IEPA funding for a lot of them, you still have to work those into the budget, and it takes a lot of time. There's a lot of departments, a lot of things going on, and takes a lot of planning between myself, the treasurer, and then our finance committee. And since we did have the election this year, we've had a switchover of our finance committee. So the committee I had been working with has all changed. So kind of had to get the new committee all up to speed and where we're at. So we're trying to get that wrapped up pretty quickly.
You mentioned projects there, Kim. What are some of those that are kind of being undertook and kind of wrapped into that budget?
So one of the ones that we've been working on for quite some time is the 6th Street transmission main replacement project. This is the main transmission line that brings water from the lake to the city. It's needed an upgrade for quite a while. I'm sure some of our residents know that we do experience water main breaks along that area, and it is inconvenient for everyone. So that is the big project that we're wanting to get done right away. We are about ready to start construction phase on that. So very exciting. One of the other things is a 6th Street resurfacing project. Part of 6th Street going out of town. We're working with Benton Engineering and IDOT on doing a resurfacing project. So we got that going. Of course, IDOT has plans for resurfacing of Route 29 coming into town. I know there's been some delays, and we've been waiting on that project for a couple years, but they are in full planning, full force with that. So we hope to see some information soon on when that project will start.
Well, Kim, thank you for the update on some of those projects, and some of those. It sounds like we've been needing them. So it sounds as if there's going to be good progress being made there. Again, Kim Toberman, Pana City Clerk, joining us here by phone on the WTIM Pana Morning Show. Kim, thank you for your time today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
You got it. Kim Toberman, Pana City Clerk on the WTIM Pana Morning Show here on your information station.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville.
96.1 FM Taylorville.
107.5